corporate worship. It is essential for our growth. So that's the purpose of going to church. Concerted corporate worship. If you're not eliciting that, then sit down and shut up. But we can worship him anywhere. You can worship him at the end of a cotton row or a corn row. We can worship him on the freeway. We can worship him in the office. You can worship him in the classroom. My friend, I don't care where you are. You can worship him. You and I need to pour out our hearts in adoration and praise unto his holy name. Now our high priest has gone into the Holy of Holies on our behalf this very day, and you can see how superior this is to the past when the high priest went in on just one day each year and didn't stay. In fact, he hurried out. Tradition tells us that he actually had a chain around his foot because he did. If he did anything wrong, he would have been struck dead, and they would have had to pull him out and get a new high priest. Oh, the wonder of the glory of it all. Our high priest has gone into the very presence of God for you and me, and he is there today. That is praising God. Someone has given a little different translation of Hebrews chapter 9 and verse 28, and I want to give it to you at this point. For Christ entered into uh, not into a holy place made with hands, like a pattern to the truth, but into the heaven itself, now to appear before the face of God for us. Moses asked to see God's face, but was told that no man could see God. However, you and I have a high priest who has gone into the very presence of God. We do not worship him by going through a ritual. We do not worship him by burning candles or incense or by having a nice little altar fixed. Some Protestant churches have really gotten involved in such things. The last time I was in the church of a minister friend, I asked him why he had a cross set on the table used for the Lord's Supper. He said, "Oh, not only that, but did you notice the candles?" I hadn't noticed them, but he also had a candle at each side of the table. He said that's to help the people with their worship. My friend, if you need that kind of help, you are not worshiping him. The woman at the well asked the Lord Jesus where the people should worship God, and the Lord replied, "The hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him." John chapter 4 and verse 23. I have another minister friend who is very concerned with Jewish evangelism, and he has a menorah with seven candles on it in his church. And I'm reading through the Bible by J. Vernon McGee, and this is McGee and not me. He told me that it was a to keep his mind centered on the fact that they have an obligation to the Jewish people. If we need that sort of thing in our churches, we are not really worshiping God. Oh, that you and I could get into his presence and smell the sweet incense of his presence, not with our noses, but with our hearts and our souls and our minds. I pray that I might uh, be conscious of the sweetness of his presence, that I might walk in the light of his word, and that there might be a reality in my life every day. I covet that for you. We need to put away our bottle of milk with its little nipple, and we need to feed on the meat of the word. We need to get into the presence of the living God, who is our great and high priest, ministering yonder at a better tabernacle than the one that he has on the earth. We can worship the living Christ today. I hate to break up the rhythm there and the worship of God and the true presence of God in this passage,